Picture this. It's a crisp autumn morning in a quiet Ohio suburb. The leaves are turning gold, and John, a 65-year-old retiree, is out for his usual walk in the park. He's been coming here for years, waving to neighbors, watching kids play, and soaking in the fresh air. But lately, something's been off. His favorite jeans are hanging loose, and his steps feel less steady. Maybe I'm just getting older, John thinks, brushing it off. But deep down, he's starting to wonder, is this normal? Is losing weight at my age a good thing, or is it a sign of something else? Welcome to the Health Revival, a channel dedicated to helping folks over 60 live their healthiest, most vibrant lives. I'm here to share stories, insights, and practical tips to keep you strong, independent, and full of energy, because you deserve to enjoy every moment of this chapter. Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to John's heart and probably yours too: finding the ideal weight for the elderly. It's not about chasing a number on the scale or fitting into old clothes. It's about feeling good, staying active, and living life on your terms. Let's start with John's story because it's one I bet many of you can relate to. John's always been active, mowing the lawn, playing catch with his grandkids, even volunteering at the local food bank. But over the past year, he noticed he was dropping pounds without trying. At first, he thought, hey, maybe this is a good thing. Everyone says being slim is healthy, right? That's what so many of us have heard. The leaner, the better, especially as we age. But here's where things get interesting and maybe a little surprising. There's a common belief that being as thin as possible is the key to health in your 60s and beyond. But for older adults, being too thin can actually cause more harm than good. When John went for his annual checkup, his doctor noticed he'd lost more than just a few pounds. His muscle mass was shrinking, and that was making him weaker. John, the doctor said, you're not just losing fat, you're losing strength, and that could put you at risk. See, for folks over 60, losing weight too quickly or being underweight can lead to some serious issues. It's not just about looking frail, it's about what's happening inside. Too little body weight can mean you're not getting enough nutrients, which can weaken your bones and make you more prone to osteoporosis. It can also sap your energy, mess with your balance, and increase the chance of a fall. And let me tell you, a fall at our age isn't just a bruise. It can mean a broken hip, months of recovery, or worse. John's neighbor Mary learned this the hard way. She'd always prided herself on staying slim. But after a fall last winter, she found out her low weight had left her bones brittle. Now, don't get me wrong, John's story isn't about scaring you. It's about shining a light on something we don't talk about enough. The ideal weight for the elderly isn't about being as skinny as possible. In fact, carrying a little extra weight, not too much, but just enough, can actually be a good thing. Studies show that for people over 60, a slightly higher body weight can act like a safety net. It gives your body energy reserves to fight off illness, recover from surgery, or bounce back from a rough patch. Think of it like a backup battery. When life throws you a curveball, that little extra cushion can keep you going. But here's the flip side, and it's just as important. While being too thin has its risks, carrying too much weight can also take a toll. Let's talk about someone else in John's community, his friend Tom. Tom's the life of every potluck, always bringing his famous chili and a big smile. But at 68, Tom's been struggling with his weight for years. He's not just carrying a few extra pounds, he's in the range doctors call obese, with a BMI over 30, and it's starting to catch up with him. His knees ache when he climbs stairs, his blood pressure's creeping up, and his doctor's been warning him about diabetes. Obesity in older adults is no small matter. Extra weight puts pressure on your heart, your kidneys, and your joints. It can make conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or what some call the triple threat of heart disease risk factors even worse. And there's something sneaky about it. The fat that builds up around your organs, called visceral fat, can quietly disrupt how your body works. For Tom, it's not just about the number on the scale. It's about how that extra weight is making it harder to do the things he loves, like gardening or dancing with his wife at the community center. So, where does this leave us? If being too thin is risky and being too heavy is trouble, what's the sweet spot? What's the ideal weight for the elderly? Let's break it down because this is where things get practical. For most folks over 60, doctors point to a body mass index, or BMI, between 21 and 26.9. That's not rail thin, and it's not heavy. It's a range where your body has enough reserves to stay strong, but not so much weight that it strains your health. Want a quick way to figure out what that looks like for you? There's a simple formula for estimating your ideal weight. For men, take your height in centimeters, subtract 100, and multiply by 0.9. For women, it's the same, but multiply by 0.85. So if you're a woman who's 160 centimeters tall, about 5'3", that's 160 minus 100 times 0.85, which comes out to about 51 kilograms, or roughly 112 pounds. A healthy range would be about 90% to 110% of that, so between 100 and 123 pounds. For men, the numbers shift up a bit, but here's the key. These are just guidelines. Your ideal weight isn't just a number, it's about having enough muscle to stay strong and keeping that dangerous visceral fat in check. John learned this the hard way. After his scare with the near fall, he sat down with his doctor and a nutritionist. They didn't just hand him a diet plan. They helped him see that his weight loss wasn't a victory. It was a warning sign. He'd been skipping breakfast, eating light dinners, and not getting enough protein. His muscles were wasting away, and that was why he felt wobbly. "I thought I was doing the right thing," John told me, shaking his head. I mean, who doesn't want to be thinner? That's when John had his aha moment. He realized the goal wasn't to be skinny, it was to be strong. And for folks over 60, strength is everything. It's what lets you carry groceries, climb stairs, or get up from a chair without a struggle. It's what keeps you independent, living in your own home, doing the things you love. So John made some changes, and they weren't drastic. He started eating more protein, things like eggs, grilled chicken, or a piece of salmon a couple times a week. He added a daily walk, just 20 minutes around the park, and joined a local yoga class at the community center. It wasn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It was about feeling steady on his feet again. Let's pause here for a second because I want to talk about why this matters so much. For so many of us, our 60s and beyond are a time to embrace freedom. You've worked hard, raised families, built careers. Now it's your time to enjoy life. Maybe that means traveling to see the Grand Canyon, tending your garden, or just being there to cheer at your grandkids' soccer game. But to do all that, you need a body that can keep up. The ideal weight for the elderly isn't about looking like a magazine cover. It's about having the energy and strength to live life on your own terms. Now let's get back to Tom, because his journey shows another side of this. Tom knew he needed to lose some weight, but the idea of a strict diet or hitting the gym felt overwhelming. "I'm not 30 anymore," he laughed. "I'm not running marathons." But Tom's doctor gave him a plan that didn't feel like punishment. Instead of cutting out everything he loved, Tom started small. He swapped sugary sodas for water with a splash of lemon. He added more vegetables to his chili, carrots, zucchini, you name it. And he started walking with his wife after dinner. Just a slow stroll around the block. Over a few months, Tom dropped a few pounds, but more importantly, he felt better. His knees didn't ache as much, and he had more energy to tinker in his shed. What John and Tom have in common is that they found balance. They didn't chase extremes, no starvation diets, no crazy workouts. They focused on what their bodies needed: good food, regular movement, and a positive outlook. And that's what I want to share with you. Some simple, doable ways to find your ideal weight and keep it there. First, let's talk about food. Eating well in your 60s doesn't mean bland meals or tiny portions. It's about giving your body what it needs to stay strong. Protein is your best friend. Think lean meats, fish, eggs, or even beans if you're vegetarian. Aim for a palm-sized portion at each meal. Add in healthy fats like a drizzle of olive oil or a handful of nuts to keep your heart happy. Fill your plate with colorful veggies and fruits, but go easy on the super sweet ones like bananas or grapes. And don't skip meals. Eating regularly keeps your energy steady and stops you from overeating later. Next, let's move. You don't need to join a gym or run a 5K. Just find ways to stay active that feel good. A 30-minute walk most days is gold. It boosts your mood, strengthens your heart, and keeps your muscles engaged. If walking's not your thing, try yoga, tai chi, or even chair exercises at home. The key is consistency. Little bits add up. John found that his daily park walks not only helped his balance, but also gave him time to clear his head and chat with neighbors. And don't forget your mind. Stress can mess with your weight and your health just as much as a bad diet. Take time for things that lift you up. Maybe it's listening to music, meditating for 5 minutes, or catching up with a friend over coffee. John joined a book club at the library, and it's been a game changer for his mood. Tom loves puttering in his garden, watching his tomatoes grow. Whatever brings you joy, make room for it. Here's the bigger picture. The ideal weight for the elderly isn't just about the scale. It's about building a life where you feel strong, capable, and happy. It's about waking up with the energy to tackle your day, whether that's planting flowers, playing with your grandkids, or just enjoying a quiet cup of coffee on the porch. Health in your 60s and beyond is about balance, eating well, moving often, and keeping your spirit bright. So, what can you do today to start? Take a page from John and Tom's book. Try adding a protein-rich food to your next meal, maybe some grilled fish or a hard-boiled egg. Take a short walk, even if it's just around your yard, and do something that makes you smile, whether it's calling a friend or listening to your favorite song. These small steps can lead to big changes, and they're all about helping you live the life you want. Before I wrap up, I want to say thank you for joining me here on the Health Revival. This channel is all about celebrating this season of life and giving you the tools to thrive. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next story. We've got more tips, inspiration, and practical advice coming your way to help you stay strong, independent, and full of life. Drop a comment below, let me know what you're doing to stay healthy or what you'd love to hear about next. Until then, take care, keep moving, and I'll see you in the next video. May God always bless you.